Yo, Zach.
Yo, Hector.
Woo, boy, how was this weekend for you?
Oh my God, it was a good weekend. I cannot wait till we record with Jack and Can to talk about it.
Dude, did anyone else notice that some old, 50-year-old lady tried to take me to her house?
I wasn't going to tell Christy about your new girlfriend.
I told Christy. She was like, oh my God, what happened? I was like, Zach and Coles walked away for 2 seconds to get a beer. And this lady was like, I live around the corner. And I was like, and I got to go.
Hector pulls so much that at a dive bar at a random place in Connecticut, he's always got some.
Connecticut's.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Down the Tape. I am Zach.
Yo, yo, yo! You know what it is. Hector said what he said.
And Hector is revitalized after a day of being a fucking zombie.
Oh, man. Yo, yesterday hit me like a ton of bricks.
So normally we record on Mondays, release on Wednesdays, but Hector was a little late turning into a zombie. He got vaccinated a couple of months ago, but now all of a sudden he decided to turn into a zombie. So it is now Tuesday, and we will still release on Wednesdays. It doesn't make any difference to you guys because you're going to hear this on fucking Wednesday anyway. But yeah, so here we are.
I'm alive. And no, I wasn't drunk. No, I didn't smoke myself into a coma. I literally have been pulling 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
For God knows how long, and I'm just exhausted.
Gotta make that bread.
You know, family coming soon.
Yeah. So this week, normal week, around the world of sports, Hector will hit us with that. We're actually going to be giving you a little preview segment on the Degenerates. So we'll talk about that. You know,
damn, you want to hit him like that? You didn't even want to yo, it's the Degenerates.
I was going to let you get into it when we got into this segment. I'm not giving anything away here. And then we got another recurrence of real talk because there's some things that we got to talk about, get off our chest.
We got some shit that we need to talk about.
Yup.
Some serious and some just to shut some motherfuckers up.
Right. So before we get into it, I got to give Christy the biggest shout out in the world because although it's not official merch, be looking for it coming soon. All right, breaking down the tape, baby. I love it. I
wore mine the other day. I can't wear it again.
That's all right. Are you drinking on anything special today? Because you always know what I'm repping. Yeah, hit him with the Yingling.
No, I got the. If it's not Yingling, I go with the second cousin.
I got you. That's not a normal size? Is that a tall boy?
Oh, I always go with the 18 ounce. They're way cheaper than just getting the 12 ounce.
That's what I was like. That's a little bit
$1.30.
That's a thick boy.
Yeah, it's like $1.30 for 18 ounces.
There you go. He thick. Anyway, Hector, go ahead. Do your thangy thang.
So, breaking down the tape, got some around the world of sports, and we're going to hit some NHL. It's coming down to the wire, and right now, the Islanders and the fucking Tampa Bay are going at it right now. The only thing that sucks is that Tampa Bay straight fucking schooled them the other day.
What is it? 9-8-0? Jesus Christ!
8-0. Yeah, 8-0 against the Islanders. Now, when they hear this episode, when everyone hears this episode, they would also know what happens tonight against the Canadiens and the Golden Knight.
Right.
Knight, they're both tied 2-2 right now. Right. Someone's going to go up right now, Tampa Bay and the Islanders. Tampa Bay went up 3-2. So hopefully we'll see what happens. But, this is coming down to, these teams, there's no clear winner. There's no blowout. There's no sweep. There's straight great play. Yeah, some games are blowouts, but it's a back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to say this is some of the best playoff hockey we've seen in a while. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't watched it intensely. But the fact that, the Islanders, who haven't done well in God knows how long, are playing this well late into the season is amazing. You know, the Knights and the Canadiens haven't really done that well recently either, and the Knights are still a relatively infantile team, so to see them continue doing extremely well, it's just kind of awesome to see.
It's crazy because obviously the Golden Knights, when they started, it was just wild for them to get to the fucking chip so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, first year.
They did get the, you know, and we've spoken about it before, the draft that they had and the way they were able to get some fucking great players for absolutely nothing.
Right. That expansion draft definitely favored them.
But these 4 teams are just great teams. I had the Golden Knights going to the Stanley Cup final before the season started.
You did say.
But I had them against the Caps, which obviously the Caps got fucking smacked a long time ago.
Right.
And just to see that the Islanders are one of those teams that no one expected. Because, they expect Tampa Bay, but no one expects the Islanders, and yet to even put up a great match against them.
Yeah, I have to say I would not be upset if the Islanders went and won, because I suppose they aren't a North Jersey team, and they are in fact part of New York. Whatever. Even though they're down 3-2, I'm gonna say the Islanders win this series, and they go against the Golden Knights, who I've projected to go to the Stanley Cup. That's what I said. What I said. Who wins in that matchup?
To be determined.
Oh, you're not ballsy enough to call it.
Nope. All
right. Let's keep it moving.
All right. We're going to shoot over to the NBA. It's coming down to the wire. And there was some crazy games. So just to start off, what in the holy hell? How did the fuck? And you know what? I'm going to give him his respect again. I will give him his respect because I'm a man of my word, and I still have to do what I said I was going to do. And trust me, I'm looking for a good jersey to wear. Miles per hour. Congrats, bro. Atlanta Hawks. They really... and no one was doubting their ability. We all knew they were a young team. No one was doubting their ability. But just like the Knicks, no one expected them to get there.
Yep. And let me say real quick, as far as the miles per hour and the bet, here's a little promo here. If you're not on SportsMe, what the fuck are you doing already? Like, we've mentioned it probably 1,000 times. Go to your App Store, Google Play Store, whatever. I don't care. Download SportsMe, all one word, SportsMe. If I have to spell those 2 words out for you, then please don't get on the app. Literally get on, debate. It's a great fucking app for talking sports. Anyway, please continue.
I literally jumped on a couple websites the other day just trying to find like a certain jersey. And then I thought I got one, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go out today and I'll go fucking get some wings. And then I couldn't get the goddamn jersey. But I'm going to get the jersey, and I'm going to make it happen. And you know what? It'll be even better if the Hawks make the finals, and then I do it for him then. But it will happen.
I have to say the Hawks have played. I'll always say I'm a casual basketball fan, right? Like I don't know enough to know, but I'm Jesus.
Well, what the fuck happened to Philly?
I'm not shocked. I'm not. I mean, well, I'm not shocked that they lost, but I am shocked in the manner that they lost. You know, what the Hawks came down from 20 plus points multiple times in that series to come win. I think in the last game it was down 26, and they came back and fucking pulled it out. You know, I mean, again, on SportsMe, there's been a couple of battles, obviously, wondering what the fuck is going on with Ben Simmons. Somebody asked if I guess he was considering switching his shooting hands.
So Ben Simmons shoots left-handed, but he's a right-handed person.
Well, he might want to consider shooting with his fucking feet. 34% is...
I mean, I guess he was trying to be like LeBron. Like, LeBron's a left-handed person, but he shoots right-handed. But LeBron has made himself
right
in the talks of GOATs.
Right. Ben Simmons is like a stormtrooper.
Yeah,
you're LeBron out of a barn.
your Magic Johnson height and triple-double capability, but your triple-double is 10-10-10 because you can't fucking score.
Yeah, it's woof. It's rough to watch, man. But you know, I'm not entirely upset that a Philadelphia team went home. So,
but I didn't also want Atlanta to keep.
Yeah, but if Atlanta wins the NBA Finals, does that not make you feel a little bit better that your team lost to the champions?
All right, okay. So does Atlanta beat the Bucks?
Yes. I said what I said. I have no valid reason why, because I'm a casual basketball
player. When was the last time Zach said what he said?
Last live, I think.
No, you don't say it.
Nah, not very often. But I kept the Zach.
I'm taking the Bucks. I will take that bet with you, Zach.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet anything on it. I don't know enough to know anything on it.
I will bet you a Yingling.
Oh, yeah, that's an easy bet. I win either way.
I'll bet you a Yingling.
Sold. That's the bet. I'll take the Hawks over.
If I win, you have to watch me drink that Yingling while you drink a cup of water.
That is not how I expected this bet to go.
While you drink a cup of water, you have to watch me, and it's going to be a hot summer day, and I'm going to be like,
I've been bamboozled. I've been taken. I'll still take that bet. I will bet you a cup of water versus a Yingling, because that, ladies and gentlemen, is what alcoholics bet. What do we got next?
Staying over in the NBA. Sorry, Christy just texted me. She was like, "The Yankee game's so good," and I'm like, "Yeah, I can hear it through the goddamn TV. I mean, the door, the TV. You hear me?"
Yeah.
CP3 actually declines to go to the Olympics for the third time. How do you feel about that?
I don't really give a shit, to be honest.
I felt like he would be one of those veteran presence to stay over there and try to.
Why? So we could risk an injury and risk a payday? I mean, these are paid professionals. You're
right, look, and his career is coming to an end. He is 37.
Right. I'm all about securing the bag, right? Like, if whoever you are, even if I disagree with you getting paid as much as you should, like Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins sucks, but I can't be mad at him individually for securing the bag. Like, good for him. You know, like, I'm not going to say, oh, Chris Paul, you have to risk your career and your livelihood because the USA wants you to for something that's completely meaningless and they treat you like shit anyway and you still have to pay taxes if you want to gold medal. And, like, no, go secure the bag, dog. Don't risk injury.
No, facts. And I like the fact that people have come out to his defense and were like, I mean, I'm not talking about Stephen A. because, like, fuck that dude. That dude is retarded. Exactly. Magic Johnson and a bunch of other people have brought up the topic of should the NBA had interfered with CP3 going to the Lakers and back in 2011.
I know of the situation. I don't know enough to know.
They were trying to stop the super team.
Right. I know about it.
Before that.
Right. And it's hard for me to agree ever that a governing body get in the way of its inner workings, but this is a private business of the government, so hard for me to disagree with.
Anyway, let's go over to the MLB.
Hold on. We're not going to talk about the Knicks getting bounced or the Nets getting bounced. Did we talk about that? I don't think that was on last week's episode.
Oh, no, I don't think it was either. Well, since you brought it up, Zach, I'll let you take that one over.
The Nets got bounced by the
Bucks. KD, Kyrie, Harden, the passion that team has, the passion that team has.
So yes, and all of the cocksuckers are gonna sit there and say, "Oh well, Harden wasn't playing at 100%, and Kyrie was hurt." And yeah, well, great. KD's fucking shots.
KD got 50 and 48 and 49, but the rest.
Maybe if they had played more in the season, they would have been more, practiced for the postseason.
You know what?
No,
they're a great team.
I'm honestly happy to see the Brooklyn Nets get bounced.
Yeah, no, they're a great team. They're going to continuously be a great team for a while. I just am going to take it in because people were writing them off and had a million excuses for them. And as much as people want to bitch and complain that the Yankees pay for their players,
are the same people who don't have a problem with the Nets.
You know what just happened. Jay-Z went and brought Jersey Nets, forced them into New York because he's a Brooklyn native, and then paid players to come play for him.
Yep. Yeah, no, I as much as I love Jay-Z, you know, I'm not with I'm not with this shit. So I'm happy to see the Nets get bounced. But you know, and like you said, you know, the same people who fucking go ahead and hate on the Yankees for, you know, paying for championships. None of y'all were talking about the Nets. None of y'all had nothing to say. In fact, everyone was on their dick about how amazing they are and how this isn't a super team. They're just getting together.
Golden State wins with players they brought from their farm system and draft, and then goes out and get Kevin Durant. Did you not just pay for the best player that you're saying is in basketball? Did you not just do that then? For what? Because you just went 73-9 and set the greatest record of all time in basketball records, and then you go out and get the best player in basketball.
Yeah, I feel you.
So how can you?
I feel you. What do we got next? Because we can spend all day on this shit.
Anyway, I'm gonna shoot over to the MLB. I had right here. I just the Mets. Sorry, the Mets. Damn. I don't know if anyone's really noticed about this, and I'm not talking about their gameplay because they've been playing pretty well in first in the division for most of the season. I'm talking about how they're always getting called for sexual misconduct in their employees.
I just saw something. I didn't read the full article, and I didn't know it was the Mets, but I saw this headline.
This is not the first time. This is not the second time. This is not the third time. I don't even think this is the fourth or fifth time. This is like a few times in maybe the last 5 to 10 years, like multiple times. And this one is 2 high-ranking employees who got caught for sexual misconduct.
Do you think this has anything to do with the Mets, like, savage push at being sold over the last couple of years? Because although this is their first year with new owners and stuff, this isn't, you know, it's not like, oh, we want to sell the team, boom, we're selling it. You know, it's been like a decade-long conversation about, you know, the Mets being sold. Do you think
the Mets are owned under a new owner now. And he
that's what I'm saying.
Cleaning house. That man is not put up with the bullshit.
So do you think that, you know, now that these reports are coming out because of, you know, like the old regime was sweeping them under the rug kind of shit?
I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it 100%. And this guy obviously shows that he has a character to be like, oh, fuck no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because honestly, it's not right. It's 100% not right.
100. Yeah. And this is definitely a new age in New York and Queens for the Mets. So, you know, I got to give him props for that.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. It's fucking Queens.
Ain't that the truth? Let's keep it moving.
Another thing with baseball. Did you notice that Javier Baez yesterday went and got benched during his game?
No, I didn't see that.
Dude, he was... Okay, I get it. And his manager, Ross, is very old school. Right. He was on first. It's 1 out. Fly out to fucking like left field, and he thinks it's 2 outs, and he rounds the bases, and he gets doubled off by a mile.
Oof. Damn, you don't really see Javi Baez, you know, usually pull some amazing base running intelligence.
He's one of the top players in baseball. He's on the cover of, I think, 2020 MLB The Show.
Right. So he got benched for it.
Yo. Pulled instantly.
Do you agree with the pulling?
He comes out, he says, you know, I had a mislapse. It was a mistake. The coach made a decision. I took it. It is what it is. I should have paid more attention. I thought it was 2 outs. I was being aggressive as if it was 2 outs.
Right.
It happens, but when the coach makes a decision, it is what it is.
Hey, gotta give him props for standing by his coach.
Exactly, gotta give him props for that, and Ross stood by his word too. He was like, "We don't mishap or not, we can't have that."
Would you have pulled him in that same situation, knowing who it is?
Yes, this is your starter. You got to know better, and it came out that the Cubs lead the league in outs on the base pass. So it's shit like this. It's shit coming from your star player.
Okay.
Coming from your star player, you can't have this. Like, bro, no. You know what? I think they lost the game anyway. But you know what? Take a seater. Rethink. I don't think you're focused enough.
I don't know if I would go that far, but I definitely agree with the benching in that game and be like, yeah, look, man, like I'm going to treat my star player the same way that I treat my bench player. You fuck up, you make a boneheaded error, you're riding the pine. Toodles.
Yeah.
I could agree with that.
Like you're just not focused right now. You're not focused today. We're in a race. You're the best player that we have on the team. If I let you slide, I got to let everyone slide.
I can get behind that. I can fuck with that.
You know?
I can fuck with that. And
shoot over with a quick NFL. Kittle has come out and explains why he didn't involve Tebow in his tight end university training camp they do the last couple of years. Have you heard about that?
I didn't realize this was a thing.
So George Kittle and Travis Kelce, they're two of the main people who Kittle was kind of the main one, but he brought in Kelce and has some people who came up with this tight end program during the year.
Makes sense.
For the greatest, they say the number started off with the top 20 tight ends in the country.
Sure.
College-wise and NFL and whatnot, and people that they invite, maybe high schoolers or whatever. They look for the top tight ends to try to build tight ends.
Makes sense.
It built it up to about 25. Now there's 50 people and shit like that comes to the camp. And Tebow did not get a invite. And Kittle came out and said, well, there's people that play tight end since they were 18 and done everything they can their entire life to be the top tight ends, and they're just more experienced and better than a guy who's just trying to become a tight end now.
Yeah, I agree with this.
I had nothing against Tebow. He's a great athlete. I hope he gets 10 touchdowns this year and becomes a great tight end. But to get an invite to a top tight end,
camp, right?
You have to be a top tight end.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with Kittle too. I've said it before, and that's kind of what annoys me with Tebow having been signed in the first place. Is there are guys who have not taken decades off and who have busted their asses and have gotten snubs from the NFL or haven't made the NFL or whatever the deal may be, and this guy, because he knows someone is getting a chance, that frustrates me a little bit. So I don't disagree with Kittle. If you're going to put on a top talent tight end camp or tight end school, then why the fuck should a guy who's never taken a real snap at tight end get an invite?
Facts.
Why? Because his name is Tim Tebow? Yeah, Jesus doesn't take that wheel.
Because everybody got to get a trophy.
Yeah, no, I'm not with that shit. So I agree. I agree with Kittle on this one as I pour myself a beer.
Hey. All right, let's hit it, boy.
And we're back. I forgot to bring it back up, or bring it up in the opening that we're doing trivia, but you should know this by now. So we're doing trivia. Last week's question was who led the NFL in kick return touchdowns in 2013.
I got this right. And wait, I think we're still winning against the fans too.
Yeah, we've done a horrible job with actually keeping track, but we are assuredly winning. Because it's.
But again, I definitely got this one right.
You did, and partially, I'm not giving you a full win because I think I gave you too many. Like, this is deceiving. This is deceiving. I think if I shut my whore mouth, I think it wouldn't have given it away. I feel like I gave it away. But anyway, why don't you tell them who led the NFL in kick return touchdowns in 2013?
Everyone's gonna say Devin Hester, but it's not. Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I totally right away went with Devin Hester because it's fucking Devin Hester.
I thought it too.
Right, it makes all the sense in the world. But in fact, it was Cordell Patterson. Hector is 100% right in that, and it frustrated me, and I don't like it. But Hector has not gotten a chance to hear this question. So this week's question is, who was the first pro quarterback to exceed 4,000 passing yards in a season?
First pro quarterback? That's NFL. That's after the whole merger and everything.
It doesn't necessarily say that, but I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
I lied. It's before the merger. Oof. To include before the merger.
Before the merger.
Ooh, I just gave it away. I gave the time frame away at least.
I'm not great with this far back.
It's football. Now again, who was the first pro quarterback to exceed 4,000 passing yards in a season? And Hector, I'm glad you actually brought that up. So it's not NFL quarterback, it's pro football quarterback. Pro quarterback to exceed 4,000 passing yards in a season.
The champ is fucking here.
I really hope people have their volume turned down.
Bitch. Degenerates is back. Throw some D's on that bitch. Degenerates is back.
That was talented. So tell the people what the Degenerates are.
Woo, guys, if you guys don't know, the Degenerates is the shit. It is a sub-segment that Breaking Down the Tape does during fantasy football season, during the, regular season and playoffs of the NFL season. It's been going on its 4th season. And we have some very talented guys, very faithful people and gals.
Yeah.
On this league, and they are committed. The first year was free, and it's been a money league ever since. And there's been a new champ every year. No repeats. No, the only repeat I can say was second place. Mike Khaleesi every year for the last 3 years has come in second place.
Yep. So, guys, there's actually a playlist on Spotify that I made that's specifically the Degenerates episode. So go back, listen to some of the Degenerates episodes. Like Hector said, it's been a league that Hector's been running, for coming up on 4 years now. And last year, so 2 years ago, our buddy Marcus, who's in the league, was doing league chats and just kind of updating and talking a little shit. And then once I started the podcast, brought Hector on, we're like, fuck, we have to run our mouths here. Like, we have a platform, we have to bullshit. It is probably some of the most fun we have, because if you think we're raw and real here, we generally shoot the Degenerates episode after we shoot our regular episode. So we're real fucking ripped.
And right after the fucking wins happen, exactly who won. And who caught the L, and we got points to shout out.
Yep. So it's honestly, Yeah, it's a fucking blast, guys. If you haven't listened to those episodes, go back, see what you're in for, and follow the Degenerates.
And there are some great things for the Degenerates this year, guys. Tons to hear about, tons to know about for those guys who have been listening since forever, because for some reason those were like our highest ratings was Degenerates.
100%. People love us.
For you guys that are excited to hear this, we have some new rules. We might have an up and ante in money. We also got a possible trophy in place.
We've got 2 new players.
One, Zach. Zach's wife.
Yeah,
Sarah,
the second female player in the league.
Second female in the league, behind my fiance Chrissy.
I love hearing that.
Yes, Chrissy's been in the league since year 1, so she's the OG female. Who's held her own, honestly.
Chrissy don't fuck around, man. She plays.
She's been in the top 5 every year.
Not last year. I think she was second to last.
No, last year she was second to last. But the first,
if she can stop drafting Cowboys players, she'll be just fine.
She's always baby got Dak. So she's always, just so you know, she always goes for Dak.
Dak has a ridiculously high draft position in our league because of Christy. But no, guys, we'll be giving out. Not only are we going to be talking shit, about the Degenerates and letting everybody know what's going on in our league, which is always a fucking blast. But now we're up on fucking YouTube, so there's going to be all sorts of graphics and fucking screenshots and shit of scores. We'll be talking, fantasy advice and who we think we did last year, who we think is going to do well, who should make what moves, talking trades, shit like that. So, it's going to be more than just our league, although that is the biggest fucking draw about it. But we will be talking fantasy advice and shit like that. And with it.
Recently just noted another player, Nick Simeone, great player. He ended up having to bail out this year. So there's an open slot that we are currently filling up. And it will be determined who enters the league.
I'm hoping that it's somebody with a equally as confusing last name, because that was something that was consistently debated. Is it Nick Simeone or Nick Simeone? So that's
when you're texting it, it's like, okay, it's Simeone or Simeone.
It's like Simeone. It's confusing. I'm confused. I'm illiterate. I don't know what to tell you.
Anyway, guys, the Degenerates is back, and get tuned because we got it set up for August 28th so far at 6:30 is the draft. We're hoping to put a live event out for the draft. We're hoping to set up a bunch of events for the whole startup of the league, and it'll all just be coming as episodes come out.
And like I said before, we'll be bringing back sometimes a serious, sometimes not, a segment called Real Talk, where we get shit off of our chest that we have to say. So Hector, I'm going to let you go ahead and start this one, bud.
Oof. Thank you, because I'm about to drop my pick. I got some shit to get off my chest. I said what I said. Fans, say it with me. I said what I said. I got a problem with motherfuckers that have a problem with how many championships the Yankees got. Like, is it our fault that we started as a OG of the league where, back in the day, regardless of integration of race or whatever, we were one of the OG teams? Very few. I think like 6 or 7 teams started the fucking league, and the New York Yankees were one of them. And it was before they were even called the New York Yankees.
Yep.
It was the organization. And is it our fault that throughout those years we've won chips and built money and built something to the point now where we're a $4 billion corporation?
Isn't it like the second? Yep.
Second behind the Dallas Cowboys, who's $5 billion, but yet we've won A lot more than the Cowboys has.
In the world, not just in the U.S. In
the world. In the world. There's no other teams that make more in the world. Soccer, anything.
Right. That are as lucrative, right.
Is it our fault that we've won? And over the years, generations, eras evolve. Teams come in, rules change, things change, people adapt. But yet the Yankees stood constant. They continued to win. To the point where they built all this money where now they can pay the best players to come play for them while also having one of the top 7, I would say, farm systems in the league all time. But yet people still say we pay for our rings and that our rings are irrelevant after 1960 some odd number because we've only won 8 chips since then. Well, in my generation, I've seen 5 of those wins. And why shouldn't we live on the ride that we win? And if our chips are irrelevant, then I think the LA Lakers chips are irrelevant. And I think the Boston Celtics chips are irrelevant. And I think the Astros have an asterisk, which I still believe it regardless. And I think Boston's Red Sox chips are nothing compared to the Yankees, and they've been around almost just as long. Their stadium was opened in 1912, but yet they went 86 years living under our fucking dicks because they could not beat us. All because they did the one stupid mistake of giving us their best player who we thrived on.
The curse of the great Bambino.
So please, Jonah, please you, and please everyone else out there that wants to eat our shit because we haven't won in a few years. Yeah, we haven't won in 10 years. Okay. I like the concept of competition. I want other teams to catch up to us. I want someone else other than us to win. We make the playoffs every year. We get to almost the ACL, the ALCS half of those times, and the World Series half of those times. While other teams dream of doing it once. So please, I want other teams to win. Keep trying to catch up. Because when you least think about it, you're still hating on us because you have to beat us to get it. You have to beat us. You have to beat our standards to get it.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. And while you're hating, you're still sitting in the rearview mirror. I said what I said.
I'm just going to let that rock. My real talk. As I'm going over to the NFL for mine. And look, I don't disagree with Hector in the slightest here. My only difference to all of this is that I would say that championships weigh differently and should have like eras attached to them. I think eras of sports matter. I've said this in GOAT conversations. I'll say this in championship conversations. I think different eras mean different things. That don't mean that they mean less. I think that historical context is necessary. But that's it. Other than that, bellissimo, my friend. Bellissimo.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Zach.
I got the NFL, and I've got something. I've spoke about Robert Saleh, him being the first Muslim head coach in the NFL, and I'm sticking in something of the same vein. Carl Nassib came out as gay, defensive lineman for the Raiders. He's been bounced around the league a little bit, and he came out as the first active player in the National Football League as gay. Just on Instagram the other day, we applaud this here at Breaking Down the Tape. Now, let me clarify some things. Me personally, I'm never going to change our logo to something with a pride flag just for a month. I'm never going to do something to that effect, not because I don't support that community, because my support for that community far surpasses just 1 month. I have made that clear. Hate has no place at Breaking Down the Tape.
We don't
hate has no place on our Facebook, our Instagram. Right. It has no place here. Hector and I will draw blood over it. People are people. Their choices, whether it be choice or not, I'm not going to debate with that. It's their lives. Leave them the fuck alone. But Carl Nassib comes out as the first active gay player in the NFL, and this is a huge step forward for the NFL as the machismo league that the National Football League is. Now, there's a lot of people who are out there, and it kind of perturbs me because it's tone deaf, who say, this shouldn't matter. Can he play football? Well, he sucks, so therefore, it doesn't matter because, as long as he's a good football player, but really he's just doing... Look, first of all, I will say this. Carl Nassib really doesn't jump off the screen to you stat-wise. This is his third team in like 4 years. Yeah, okay, he's not the greatest football player in the world, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to say he's doing this for ulterior motives because that's some bullshit, right? He's doing this because somebody needs to lead the way. And yes, it shouldn't be a thing. Nobody should care what your sexual preference is. It shouldn't matter that he's gay or bi or whatever he is. It shouldn't fucking matter if he's black, Hispanic, Muslim, Jewish, Catholic, Christian, heathen. Shouldn't matter if he's bi, straight, pan, anything else, a trans on the spectrum. It shouldn't fucking matter. But it does because it has. Just like Robert Slav becoming the first Muslim head coach in the National Football League, that being a step to it no longer mattering what your religion is. Carl Nassib coming out as gay is a step forward to it no longer fucking mattering because it shouldn't. It shouldn't be news that someone is coming out, but it has to be news for it not to be news, right? Like, we all have to get the fuck over it. Yes, it's 2021 and it shouldn't matter, but it does. Go south of the Mason-Dixon line. It does. Go to your nearest, devout Catholic church. It does. And that goes for a lot of the big religions who look down on it. Go talk to any kid who finally came out when they were 30 years old after living their entire life. Now, look, I'm not going to speak for you, but I know you're a straight man. I'm a straight man. I've never felt that way. I've always known what my sexuality is. I've always known what I felt like. I've never been confused. So I don't know how hard that is because I've never lived a lie. But some people have. Yeah. And I will never know the strength and the courage that it takes to come out and tell people on a national scale because it's something that you have to tell somebody. So for all you people saying, it shouldn't matter, oh my God, why is this fucking news? It has to be news, so eventually it won't be news. You dig? The first time has to happen.
As much as you don't judge, you're still judging.
Right. It has to become normalized for it eventually. Where was this for Michael Sam? Now, he had left the league when he came out, but and God bless players in the league. I don't care about the National Football League and their support of anything. I don't care because it's a business move as far as I'm concerned. But J.J. Watt is among a lot of other brand name players who have come out in a pretty staunch defense and support of Carl. Yeah, very quick. And whether they knew ahead of time, whether they didn't, it makes no difference to me, but it makes me very happy that who are his peers, who fucking cares what we think? Who fucking cares what people on SportsMe, TikTok, Twitter, whatever think, right? These are his peers. These are, first of all, some of the freakish and top fucking athletes in the world, but men that he has to go to work with every single fucking day who have come out in support of him. And I think that is nothing short of fantastic. Whether he gets cut because he's not a good football player or not makes no difference to me. But this has, for everybody who listens to this and freaks out because this shouldn't be news, stop. Because you don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like. But I have enough friends and I have enough compassion to understand that this has to be news so that eventually it can't be news. It won't be news. So I wish I had a tenth of the strength that Carl does. And most people, I wish, had a tenth of the strength and courage that he does. Because what he did in one of the world's most macho fucking sports on the planet to come out and speak his fucking truth, God bless you. Whatever God you look up to makes no difference to me, but that God bless you. That's fucking awesome. And that's what I said what I fucking said. And this has to, again, I'll say it for the 1,000th time. This has to be news, so eventually it won't be news. We have to normalize it. We have to normalize that. Who gives a shit what people's sexual preferences are? We have to normalize it so it will never be news again, so that it's fucking normal. So this is news. This is amazing news. This is big news. And we here breaking down the tape, I feel 100% that I can speak for Hector, are happier than pigs and shit that this man is living the life that he wants to live. And I wish him all the best fucking success in the world. I hope this year he goes motherfucking off and shuts people up.
All I gotta say is I said what I said, and it'll probably go for you too. If anyone has a problem with anyone who has their own preferences of their sexuality or anything, and me and Zach are around to witness your fucking stupidity, you will happily be met with the equal amount of force. Just
with
not
overwhelming force.
It's not cool. Just leave people to be who they want to be with who they want to be with. Everyone loves people. Just love people. Just love people for who they are. You can hate them for the stupid shit they do. Trust me, I hate people for the stupid shit they do. I don't hate people for who they are. I hate people for the stupid shit they do. And that's for all types of people. But love people. Come on. Like, this is dumb. Like, you should not be doing this anymore. This is like, how long have we been on this earth and we're still dealing with the same shit we've been trying to deal with for centuries? It's not right. Get over it, guys. Get over it.
Big facts. With that being said, guys, you already know what I'm about to say. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. By the way, I know I'm not active on Twitter, but I think that's going to become like my drunk game day posting spot if I'm not like live or some shit. So that's where you can find on Twitter. Sports Me, again, please download Sports Me for the love of God. I think it's fantastic. Write to us at Breaking Down the Tape.
Shit on you and Jonah.
What?
Said please, so they can help me shit on you and Jonah.
Like you need fucking help for that.
No, I need more likes because somehow they still get more.
But guys, please, add us wherever you can. Like all of our stuff, share it with your friends. December 5th, we'll be at the game. There's the event. Follow up on the event, guys. There's going to be the Degenerates live draft event. We'll put that out Thursday night lives. Guys, we've got a lot of amazing things coming. I know we've been talking about it for a while.
I'm the reigning fucking champ of the Degenerates. The reigning goddamn champ.
Let this...
You put some respect on my name, boy.
Ain't no one stressed about you. Let this...
Akuna Kamara.
Let this t-shirt be a sign of things to come, guys, of all the things we've been talking about. We finally took off the shackles and the ball and chain. And we got a lot of amazing things coming. So buckle up for the ride. Find us on YouTube. Watch the extended cuts on YouTube.
Watch this review in Degens.
Hector, do your thing, man.
I said what I said. Peace out, guys.